Hello, everybody, and welcome to the latest episode of the I Am Enough podcast with Iron Eagle Mike. I'm your host, Iron Eagle Mike, and my special guest tonight is the galactic goddess herself, Radha Nilia. And we're going to have a really juicy discussion today about men, relationships, communication, and vulnerability. So let's dive in deep to this. And welcome back, Radha. Thank you for joining us here tonight.
Thank you so much for having me on, Mike. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm very excited about the topic tonight, so let's jump in.
Wow, yeah, this is a very timely topic nowadays, especially when it comes to relationships. It's the holiday season, and men, like men, we have this. Men need to come out and be free, right? So what can we talk about from your experience when you have, because you have a lot of female clients, and what is the most common theme that they ask you about?
Well, a lot of women come to me because a lot of relationship issues. And women are asking, they're wanting and desiring for more transparency from men. And this requires a level of vulnerability. It requires being more open, more available. I also have men for clients, and
Hmm.
it's hard for men to come to me. So I actually really respect men that come to me because I think they're the most courageous, bravest, magnificent men on earth, because I applaud men who come forward for healing, because we're all human. When we're inside of our mother's womb, we're sexless for a bit, and
Hmm.
society starts to define who we are. So we as humans get defined by labels, and these labels can bring so much pain to us. It's unbelievable. For women, we have our stigmas. We have to be beautiful, we have to be desirable, we have to be good girls in order to be loved, right? And
Hmm.
most importantly, we have to be beautiful and perfect, and no one's perfect. So that's all garbage and rubbish. For men, you can probably say it better than I can, but from what I've seen, you guys have this unrealistic expectation to be super strong, but like
Yes.
emotionally strong, where you're not allowed to speak your truth. And from a very early age, you learn to man up. You learn to be GI Joe. You can't have your truth and your heart connected. And
Hmm.
so men, they disconnect from their divinity at a very early age. This is artificial. This is not the truth, and this is not really what you're here to do. We are all here to be connected to our divine truth and our divinity. So Mike, you're divine masculine, shedding your light on the world, but please share with the masculine out there, like, what's going on.
Well, what's going on right? Thank you, Radha, for that. I mean, what's going on right now with men is there's actually a lot of releasing being done. More and more men are coming out in terms of expressing their emotions, not just about the sexuality, but it's all about really being able to speak, like, to their throat chakras are clear and they're connected with their heart chakra. Because for the longest time, men in this patriarchal society have been programmed. It's like this coding wherein, as a little boy growing up to men, like you said, we have been taught that to be strong means that we are quiet, that if we experience pain, we have to be quiet. So when I'm talking about pain, it can be physical pain, whether it be physical pain, emotional pain, heartaches. We are not supposed to feel it. And the connotation of when we show emotions is a sign of weakness. And that's pervasive in so many cultures around the world, dating back to to hundreds and thousands of years.
Mm.
And it's only now because of this ascension process that's going on right now, wherein men are starting to come out. But there's still a lot of work to be done because, as we can see right now uh, with the awakening of the divine feminine, that men are trying to come to grips with what is going on.
Mm.
And what I'm trying to share with them right now is that when a man opens up his emotions, it's actually very powerful.
Mm.
Being vulnerable, it's liberating. Because as an example, for me, I repressed my own emotions for so long, and it almost killed me
Oh.
because like in my liver.
Mm.
And in Eastern medicine, they were saying that a lot of anger resides in the liver,
Yeah.
and when you keep repressing and repressing, it's like a dam. It builds up pressure until it cannot take it anymore, and then it bursts. And it's I'm not just the only example. There's a lot of other men who have that example, wherein we see all this violence come out, wherein we see these videos being shown of men beating up women.
Mm.
Well, it's because they've repressed their emotions, and they don't know how to express it properly. They think that when a woman shows emotion, that she's being hysterical or she's being a bitch, when it's not the fact. It's like a woman just wants to be heard. For a man, the conditioning is that, well, we have to fix it. Well, guys, when women want to open up and show their emotions, it's not that because they want to get things fixed. They just want to be heard, just like any human being that wants to have a conversation. They just want to communicate, to express something. And
Mm.
that's what we as men, if we start expressing our emotions, in a more constructive way, wherein we don't feel scared of showing our vulnerability. Like if we cry, right? Like like when you go to movies, like the typical guy movie that makes a guy cry is like, he'll go watch a sports movie, and the sports hero overcomes all odds to make the team or rise up from the canvas, just like Rocky Balboa. But it's not always the case, right? Like, for me, what makes it so beautiful when a man is able to express his feelings is that it improves the relationship all around, like a father and son, because men are not able to express.
Mm.
I've seen it happen. We've seen it wherein the father doesn't really speak much. It's the mom that does all the speaking,
Yep.
and the dad is just there to, like, okay, well, if he needs to crack the whip and discipline, then that's where he shows up. But a true masculine is able to balance the masculinity and the feminine emotion, the emotions. And what I've found, from the sessions that I've had with you over the years, is that I've been able to dive deeper and deeper into myself and be open and comfortable with talking about what is in my heart, what is in my soul. Uh, and we're not here to fix any, I'm not here to fix anybody or fix anything. I just want to be heard.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's what uh, you know I, I can share about men and communication. And I appreciate that you're on board, you're here at this time to talk about that. And maybe you can tell our viewers and listeners how you can help men when it comes to clearing the blockages,
Yeah.
because like, it's not about seeing a psychologist or seeing a psychiatrist. No, there are things that someone like yourself can be of really good help, to many men out there, and to help women.
Yeah. You know, I think at the end of the day, we all want freedom. We all want sovereignty. We're
Mhm.
all like masculine and feminine. We're trying to break out of the confines of the boxes we've been given. Like, you're a boy, so you get the blue box. You're a girl, you get the pink box. Now go follow those pink rules and go follow those blue rules. And as many of us have found, I can speak on behalf of the feminine, I've tried to follow those pink rules. I tried to be that pink girl, and it almost cost me my life, just like the masculine, right? So we sacrifice, both of us. We both have tried our best to be what we were given, what we were told to be. And those rules really don't apply anymore. And I'm so glad, because we need to be free of them.
Mm-hmm.
We cannot go forward in humanity. And we're really moving towards a time of sovereignty, a time of freedom, a time where we're saying, this is who I am. Whatever that means to me, this is who I am. This is my unique soul signature.
Mm-hmm.
And we all come in with a cosmic blueprint. We all come in with a beautiful soul signature. And really, that signature is actually like unisex. It's not really masculine or feminine. We have both inside of us,
Yes.
right? And then we get defined into these small little boxes of who we should be. And, I also, as a feminine, I've struggled with the feminine confines, that I should be sexy and pleasing and be a good girl. Those things almost cost me my life. Trying to be the buxom, beautiful woman was so toxic for my mind, body, and soul, and it almost killed me. Now, how is that? There's no justification for that. These programs are killing us, masculine and feminine. These programs are outdated, and they're self-serving. And that's the most important part that we need to know. They're not for your highest and best good. They're not for my highest and best good. These programs keep us under control.
Mm-hmm.
So we're good little boys and good little girls, and we do things that keep us mindless. Well, we're moving into a time where the cosmic downloads from the creator and from source are saying, get out of those confines. You are so much more than the blue box, than the pink box. I like purple. I like red.
Mm-hmm.
I like pink, but it's not my favorite color. Okay, I like black. Okay, don't tell me what box to be in. And that goes for the masculine. The masculine have been so tied up to a patriarchy that's killing them. It's killing you guys. And I want to say equally as a feminine, we've had our trials and tribulations. We're made to be told we're supposed to look perfect, be perfect, and those things kill us. And just like how you have to be strong, how you have to hold, you have to be, all of these things that don't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we just be ourselves? Why don't we just try being ourselves? Because all of that is rubbish. At the end of the day, the brave men that come to me, they share personal things. And, men need to be heard. Oh, my heart really goes out to you, men. My heart goes out to you, men. And I think of my grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
My grandfather, Salvador, who went to war. He went and he sacrificed his life to try to, do good for his family. Got caught as a prisoner of war in Vietnam. He was working for the US,
Mm-hmm.
No one was there to save him. He was left for dead. It was a Vietnamese woman that actually saved his life. But, I think of my grandfather, and I think of my forefathers and all the men that have been forced into doing things that sacrificial. He sacrificed his life. And you know what? At the end, he died. He died on the ocean. He was taken into water and he drowned. A horrible, very sad death. My other grandfather, Durwood, he worked in the factory, very different life. He worked in a factory like a good man. Every single day he clocked in. He sacrificed his life. He never got to know his own joy, his own fun. He gave everything to his family, His life was nothing but sacrifice. And I'm grateful to both of them. Thank you. I also feel the pain of my grandfathers and the men that came before me. And, oh gosh, the amount of sacrifice. It's hard. You know, men go through so much. And I don't think I could fathom what it feels like to have that heart that you have to cover up. You have to have a warrior
Mm-hmm.
heart. You have to be strong. Why? Why do you have to be strong all the time? It doesn't serve you. It doesn't
It
serve
doesn't.
us. It doesn't serve humanity. You know, when men are in their truth, when they can be free in their heart, everyone wins. Everyone
So
wins.
true.
And it's not just about men and, you know, men and women in that dynamic. Other men get to be free. Other women get to be free. We are needing to break the confines of this matrix that have pressed upon us and told us who we should be. You know, so many relationships, like when it comes to love, okay, we need to be
Mm-hmm.
free. We need to be free. We can't hold on to these confines anymore. They're killing men. And why are men more depressed than women? Why do they take more medication? Why do they commit suicide? Why?
Mm-hmm.
Because they have no outlet. They have no voice. You know, as a woman, I've always been an advocate of women's voices, because as women, we've always had to fight for our voice. But I also stand for men, because men, you've been through so much. You know, your voice, you know, you're more than just sports. You're more than just being a strong warrior. You are
Yes.
living human beings. You know, you are human, you're being, whatever, your galactic being, but your heart is who you are. Your heart is who you are. So why have you been so disconnected from your heart? Why? And it's time for you to come back. It's time for you to come back to your sovereign heart of truth and freedom. I pray for all men across the world. Come back home. Come back to your
Mm-hmm.
heart. Come back to your truth. You're so needed. You don't even know how needed you are. We need you. We all need you. It's not just women. Men and women both need you. We need you to
Mm-hmm.
show up. And the wounding is so deep and so genetic, right? Because we
Yes.
carry 7 generations, and we're indoctrinated from the day we're born. We're all indoctrinated. Masculine are indoctrinated into who you should be as a masculine. But is that really the truth? Is any of it the truth? When you uncover so much of the church, all of it's
Oh,
bullshit.
yes.
I mean, it's all bullshit. If you're molesting kids and you think that's the truth, you got some work to do. The truth is, if the truth was out, you know, a lot of pastors should just come out and just live a different kind of life. You know, like, we don't need that repression anymore. It's bullshit. Why are
Yes.
we still following bullshit? Okay, there's no need for that. It's time to rip the Band-Aid off. And you know what? It hurts. And the scab hurts. Let it bleed. Come forward as who you truly are, because you're more lovable, you're more acceptable, you're more desirable, you're more everything when you're who you are. Take off the mask. This
Yes.
mask is fabricated by society. It's bullshit. Why do they create you the way they do? It's about that. Money, 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 money. It's not about your heart. It's not about your soul. It's not about who you are, your soul essence. It's time to come back to this essence of who you
Mm-hmm.
are. We only have this one life, guys, and most of us are halfway through it. So why are we bothering with the bullshit? Let's get real. Let's get real. And it's time for men to come out into their divinity and step into their femininity, because we are ready to receive you.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need you to be these strong masculine. Yeah, we need you to hold sacred space. Sacred. That's different. But we need you to be who you are and who you're meant to be. And we don't care. We just want you to be who you are. So, Mike, please tell us how healing has helped you to unravel into who you are more and more.
Oh, thank you, Radha. I mean, that is a very powerful explanation of helping men really step into their light. As for my own healing, journey over the years, I mean, there was a lot of repressed emotions that has coming out of me, especially after my bout with the autoimmune condition with my liver. And then I really learned to start speaking my truth once I learned from you, because you told me, it's about not just the love and light, but it's about working in your shadows, in your darkness. And there's nothing to be afraid of about the darkness, because we are living in this duality of light and dark. So for me as a man, I was in the dark for so long that I thought I got so comfortable with it. And then when I got exposed to the light, I'm like, oh, what is this? Like, instead, like my initial reaction was like, oh no, 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 I don't want the light. I'm gonna stay in my corner here where I'm comfortable in my misery.
Yeah.
Like it was like it was, like you said, coded into me that it's okay to remain in the dark all the time. So remain in the dark meaning I'm not going to be uh, being showing my emotions. Like if I'm frustrated, I just have to shut up. If I'm angry, I just have to shut up. If I'm sad, I just have to shut up. And if I'm feeling that weak, I still have to stand up straight and show that I'm strong, even though I'm breaking down already. So true, in this journey, what I learned, for a man was to one to face the darkness and acknowledge it as a part of me. Okay, and then the light is to help balance and help free me from the darkness, that because we like you said, there's that balance, like the yin and yang. You can't keep and be in the dark all the time. You have to face the light, but then you cannot disregard the light either. So for me as a man, this healing journey over the last 5, 6, 7 years we're in, I've learned to really speak my truth and really not give a fuck about what everybody else is thinking. Even losing certain friendships. I mean, that's okay. I mean, I don't have to be accommodating everybody just because I want to please everybody as a man, or that I have to be able be like to this false image that okay, as a man I'm supposed to be the knight, and the knight does not fall off his horse. No, it's okay sometimes to fall off the horse. And guys, like falling off the horse and being sometimes you just need like the princess and the maiden that we think that we always have to save. They're the ones that's actually going to be helping to save us, because that's how the synergy works.
Yeah, it's a give and take. It's a give
Mm-hmm.
and take. It's not fair to think that all the strength has been given to the masculine, and it's not fair to think it's been given all to the feminine. We're actually here to serve each other. It's
Yes.
not one or the other. This is crippling us as people, as humans in our society, that that one's supposed to save the other. Like, we're here to help each other. When one person falls down, out of humanity, you help pick them up. It doesn't matter if they're a man or a woman. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. This is all bullshit. It's all fabricated. And I, for one, as a woman who's been spoon-fed fairy tales, I've been told since I'm a girl, your prince in shining armor has to save you. And I
Charming.
I used to have those fantasies, like, oh, I'm gonna drown in a river, I'm going to go down a river and almost hit a waterfall and fall off, and he's going to have to come right at that divine time. That's such bullshit. That is so crippling. Do you know how crippling that is for a girl? Those are the things that we read when we're little girls, is that men are going to save us. And so we have to be crippled, for one. We cannot be stronger than a man, and we can't be equal to a man, and we can't have anything to say. All we have to do is say, help me. Like, that's really the programming, right?
Yes.
And then we both grow up as men and women and go, hey, no man's going to save me. And men are going, hey, I can't. It's not my job to save a woman. You know? So we both wake up and we're like, whoa, what kind of nightmare did we just come out of? What kind of dream have we been sold? And who's been selling this dream after all? Who's profiting? Who's benefiting? You know,
yes.
All men turn into GI Joes, right? GI Joes, go and serve. And then women turn into Barbie dolls, right? That's what we get. GI Joes and Barbie dolls. I remember those two things in my house. And they weren't even given to us by our parents. They were gifts, abundant gifts. So you think about it. GI Joe and Barbie doll, both plastic, both unhappy, not living their truth, both serving not themselves, but who they think they should be. They never belong. Barbie never belonged to herself. She's nothing but an object. G.I. Joe is nothing but serving others. He's sacrificial. Both of them. So what does that make us? We're not made of plastic. We are not Barbie. We are not G.I. Joe. We are not meant to be. We are meant to be sovereign beings who stand in our light and our truth. Everything and most everything that we've been given as children have diverted us. We've been diverted from our divinity, ripped from our truth. And why do you think people are so unhappy and so depressed and so absolutely hopeless? Because they've been lied to. And you have to wake up from the lie. It's not about, oh, ho hum, ho hum. Wake up. No more excuses. Wake up. You don't have to be the program you were given. Everyone was served a dish. The blue dish, the pink. Get out of that. No, just throw the dish out the door. Throw it away. It's done. All of it. It's garbage. It's not serving you. It never has. What it does is it puts people straight into medication. It puts people into thinking they're depressed, they're not good enough. All of these things, all of these programs are self-defeating. They're not serving you. Until you're willing to break out of these programs, you are still a prisoner. Bottom line. And you know, you can be a comfortable prisoner. You can be a semi-happy prisoner and still be a prisoner. All right. So until we break out and say we are sovereign beings, we're galactic beings of light. We are so much more. We're part of the cosmos. We live in a very small, comparably to everything else, Earth.
Okay. Oh,
and
yeah,
there
for
are
sure.
so many other planets around us. There's so many other galaxies around us. There's so many other universes around us. Do you know how small we are? You know how much bullshit we've been fed? Are you ready to step out of that and step into your sovereignty? Because that's really the question. And as you know, Mike, it's about breaking out of the paradigms you've been spoon-fed. Not just you, all of us.
Yeah, all of us. All of us have been in this matrix that tries to keep us all, you know, like helpless, like, you know, trapped. So for men who are now just feeling this awakening, how can, you know, what's the next step for them? Like what like when you say like to speak their truth, like are there ways that you can assist men, like with programs like the way you've helped me? Now what you know, can tell us a bit more about how that can help men.
Absolutely. Men, I invite you to come forward, connect with me. I won't bite. It's about coming forward into your own divinity. It's about you reclaiming yourself. It's about you activating your own soul blueprint. And I'm only here to assist you. It's about you being ready. You've had enough. You've had enough. And you know there's something more. You may not know what that is. My job is to help guide you back to yourself. I'm just simply a guide, like I'm a galactic goddess guide. I help people come back to their divinity, to their truth, to who they are. I let them know that it's safe and it's comfortable, and by golly, it feels far better than it did before. And through that process, we start to unravel old programs. We've all been served up programs and we're locked into them, whether we know it or not. Just like the Matrix, we have those wires and those cords and those indoctrinated belief systems, and they're heavy and they're all around us. So one by one, we start to pull them out. We start to release them. And I do it in a way that's safe, that feels comfortable, that feels, unconditionally loving, because I'm only coming from a place where I want to be of service, where I want to assist people who are truly ready to receive this level of healing. And not everybody is. So Mike, what did it take for you to be ready to receive this level of healing?
I I had to let go of a lot of the junk belief systems that was embedded in me. I had to let go of the relationships that were not serving me for my highest good. Whether it be friends or family, there are times when you really something just have to cut the cord so that you can step into your light. And things like the principle I learned from you about, like, when you start letting go, you
Mhm.
start letting go of the stuff that no longer serves you for your highest good. It gives the space inside of us to receive, right? Because in society we've been conditioned, like, hey, like, let's pray to get this salvation or pray to get this miracle happen. Well, guys and gals, the miracle that you're asking for is not able to come in because inside of you still have a lot of junk.
Mhm.
So only you can tell for yourself, okay, what is the junk that you need to get rid of. And I can attest that with Radha, it's definitely, it's painless. It's not intimidating at all. It's actually the freedom that I got from the goddess activations to start speaking my truth and doing the things that I truly love. Like, I'm writing books now. I'm a health coach, I'm a motivational speaker, fitness trainer. I chart my own destiny. I'm happier, and I'm not defined by the happiness is not defined by material wealth, or assets. I'm happy because I'm able to choose to be happy. Whereas before, I was so scared to be happy. I was so scared to receive. But once you start letting go, oh my gosh, the light, the abundance, the beauty of everything in life that comes in, it gives me goosebumps just to talk about it, because there, like, so many men and women can benefit from this abundance that you can receive, that you can create your own reality, that to be and speak your truth.
Mhm.
So it's been an amazing experience, Radha, in over these 7 years. I've lost a lot, but I've gained a lot.
Mhm.
So it's actually, like,
Mhm.
you upgrade. It's basically, I've been upgrading. I've upgraded myself. I've upgraded my network,
Mhm.
uh, and it's beautiful. And it's just unfolding, before my very eyes and beyond my senses, that I know I deserve this abundance, and I'm happy to receive it, and I'm not scared, and I'm
Yeah.
not scared to speak my truth, or express my feelings.
Mhm.
It's very, like, to have that freedom to express your truth as a man or a woman. nothing compares to that. No, it's priceless. You cannot put a figure on the freedom that, on freedom, like true freedom. Like, guys, it's like, you should, check out Goddess, www.goddesscodeacademy.com to learn more about, the different ways that Radha can help, um, and set you free, right? And for the women out there who are wanting to know how to better communicate and have better relationships with their significant others, uh, there's nothing to be afraid of. Uh, like, because men, like we men, and here's a tip that, men don't like to be dictated, that, or to be made, to have it, for to make them think that they're weak. So it's kind of like you have to just kind of show it to them that, like, hey, this will, this is actually really beneficial, so that you can reach your goals, and be happier, and that we as a, as a couple can be happier, because no shrink is going to be able to do that, or no drug is going to be able to do that. So, for the women out there that are wanting to communicate, with their men, have them just share this video, have them watch it, listen to it, and whatever resonates will activate something in them, because whatever Radha has said and whatever I've said, it's the truth. It's the whole truth that they've been wanting to hear, and you just have to keep sharing that, and we are giving that light, we're giving that love to all of you out there that really are craving for this happiness, this joy, this abundance, this freedom that comes from speaking your truth, from being, like, taking control of your sovereign self. Right, Radha?
I don't know. I love that. Mike, I had such a big grin watching you talk, because I just, your truth and your passion, your heart and your throat chakra, you're so aligned mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. And it reflects in your voice, it reflects in your sharing, that you're so aligned. And that just makes me so happy, because that's all I want to see, is like, I know what it's like to be suppressed as a woman. And therefore I can also help men, because I understand it doesn't matter what sex you are, truth is truth. So many, all of us, we've been so far taken from our own divinity. And it's time, and when you hear someone talk from their truth and their divinity,
Mm-hmm.
it just lights me up. I'm lit by your truth. It's undeniable. It brings this like warm feeling. Like, I was smiling the whole time, because I'm like, yes, you can hear it. It's undistinguishable, because when someone's coming from their truth, from their light, from their source, you are connecting your chakras, your heart chakra, your throat chakra, and your crown chakra. That's pure power. And when you use it for something to help empower another, there's nothing more beautiful. We're here to help each other, people. There's nothing more important than that right now. All of us are going through transition. It doesn't matter, even as a healer, as a coach, all of us,
Mm-hmm.
across the board. I don't care what your quote unquote label is. You could be professor at Stanford or whatever. Every one of us, we're all transitioning. Our DNA is activating. We are lighting up to our divinity. And the end game is for us to to activate all of ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
our heart, our minds, our souls, to speak our truth, to be in sovereignty, and to assist our brothers and sisters through this great transition that we're all going through. Every one of us, we started off one way. We were indoctrinated. All of us. And then we went through this sort of torturous process until we realized no more. When we realized no more, that's when we started to awaken. That's when we started to grow. We realized there's more than what we've been told. That's when our sovereignty started to activate. We are taking a stand. I'm taking a stand for you. You're taking a stand for me. We're taking a stand for each other as brothers and sisters. And we are part of this galactic connection. We are universal beings of light. We're far greater than we have been told. We are not just quote unquote sinners and all of this bullshit. All lies to keep you under wraps and under control. But guess what? When you take control of your own sovereignty and your own being and your own divinity and your own truth, you're not out of control. You're not. You're in your divine light. And that's the scariest thing for the controllers to experience. When you're in your divine light, you are the greatest threat on earth, but you're the greatest inspiration. And, we're coming together as star seeds, awakening one by one, men and women, and we're uniting and saying, no, it's not men versus women anymore.
No, it's not.
These are lies, people. Lies. We are not against each other. We are not enemies. We are co-creators. And we need to get with a program that we need to be aligned. Okay? Aligned. We need to be allies. We need to be friends. We need to be supporters of each other. It is not man versus women. It is about us coming together as one, and we are moving into oneness. So please, it doesn't matter what sex, what race, all of this is it's ridiculous. We are one race. And in fact, we're galactic beings of light. We are so much more. We're cosmic. We are star seeds. And we have galactic family and lineages. And, all of that's wonderful and beautiful. But we're here. All of us right now, if you're watching, you're part of the Earth crew, right? We're the ground crew.
The ground crew.
Ground crew. Wake up to who you are. Wake up to the truth. We need to stop this program that is destroying us. I call it a mind virus. It will kill you if you allow it to run through you. It will destroy your mind, body, and soul. It will kill your relationships. It will kill you. I repeat, it will kill you. We are going to eventually ascend, die, whatever, but in the meantime, you don't need to run that program anymore. While you're alive, we are here to inspire each other. We are here to be forces of light, to anchor in the light that's coming in from the cosmos. We're getting galactic beams of light from, the central sun. Do you not know what solar flares are? It's time for you to wake up and understand there are forces beyond us that are coming in, and they're bringing in more light. Now, this light can cause people to feel like they're going crazy. You may feel like you're losing your mind. You may feel like you're losing control of your body. Don't worry, you're going to be okay. Drink lots of water. Go outside and put your feet on the ground. Call someone like me and get support that you need, energy healing. It's time to release your karmic baggage. I repeat, karmic baggage. And Mike, we've cleared so much of your, lineage. So please tell the viewers what it means to clear karmic baggage and how important, the lineage plays into your karma.
Oh, I'd be more than happy to share that with everyone, Radha. For those of us who are experiencing a lot of trauma, and we're wondering where is that coming from, and it's not just from our lifetime. Sure, yeah, we've gone through personal trauma ourselves, but there is something inside of us that comes from our lineage, from both the mom and the dad side of it, and it traces back way back, because and everything that's happened to them in the past is being inherited by us in our DNA and resides in our DNA. So to me, the karmic baggage I had was like so heavy, and I was like going crazy, literally feeling like I was going crazy
Mm,
It's like, why am I having this feeling? Like, why do I feel so heavy? Why do I feel so sad? Why do I feel so angry?
mm,
Why do I feel so frustrated?
mm,
Where is this coming from? So when I went through these clearing sessions, healing sessions with Radha about healing my lineage, because we go through a lot of stuff, and it gets passed on cell by generation. And that's true because we are beings of energy, and that's being imprinted. So by going through this clearing session with Radha, it's like you get rid of the baggage that's weighing heavily on my energetic shoulders. So for me, it was very, very liberating, and the tension, like the physical tension that I was carrying all these years, is gone,
mm,
because I learned how, like from her sessions, she helped clear with that, and I learned how to do the work,
mm,
meaning like doing grounding, uh, meditation, eating the right foods, and all that, so that you can also help heal. Because when you heal yourself in this lifetime, you help heal your lineage.
yeah.
It may be something that your brain is trying to grasp, but when you think of energy,
Mm,
because energy can never be destroyed, it can only be transferred.
mm,
Can only be transferred. So by going through this session with Radha, she will help clear those the wounds,
mm.
that you've experienced through so many lifetimes.
So,
When you do that now, you heal the past, and you heal the future, and you heal yourself now.
mm,
Once you do that, the feeling that you get once you've been unchained and unshackled from the karmic baggage, then it allows you to start creating the reality that you are meant to create.
mm, mm, mm. Beautiful. Wow, you're so good at being descriptive about it. And I mean, the sessions are so harmless. Like, I think a lot of people think that they're going to be painful, but Mike, how would you explain it as a man who's been through many sessions? Like, did it hurt you? Did it harm you? Did I threaten you in any way? Were you threatened by bringing up these wounds?
None at all. I mean, there was that, like when you let go of certain things that you're holding on to, the pain is really coming from me, because I was the one wanting to hold it
Mm-hmm.
subconsciously. But because of, Radha's very intuitive, and she's great at guiding, someone like myself through this process. Yes, I did cry. Yes, I let go of everything, but it was tears of joy. It was tears of happiness, because I'm being free of this burden.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing to be afraid of, because the fears are self-created. I had created those fears and kept them since I was a kid. And
Mm,
then when she when we went through these sessions, is I was ready. I wanted to I had reached a point in this earthly life that I was sick and tired of being living a false life. So for those of you who are really wanting to heal and clear, like it's like my question to you is now, how badly do you want your life to change, and how badly do you want to be healed? For me, it was, I wanted to heal as badly as I wanted to breathe.
mm,
And that's, but it's not painful. Like when this healing process, it is it's a beautiful feeling. It is very liberating. The joy that you feel when your love starts coming in, because the blockages have been
mm,
taken off. And not just the blockages, but the baggage that, like, centuries of lineage that you've carried. And then now you're letting the love come in, you're letting the light come in, you're letting the masculine and feminine join as one in a divine union.
mm,
Nothing ever, it's once you experience that, I'm telling you, uh you don't ever want to go back to sleep.
mm. Yeah, the Great Awakening And you were
Mhm.
such a brave man, such a brave soul and being. But you are a cosmic being. You're a star seed. So you are already encoded. And and it's different. Like that's a thing. Like we think courage is like being stern and not having any expression. But truly courage is the willingness to actually take off your mask and be seen.
Mhm.
You are so courageous. I admire you. You are a superhero. And I'm so grateful that you were here for men and women as an inspiration because men need to know there's more. There's more than what they've been told, and the
Mhm.
stronghold of the programming that they can set themselves free. Men need examples like you. That is the modern superhero. The superhero is the man that's been indoctrinated into this darkness, into this illusion, into this
Mhm.
matrix, who sets himself free. That is the superhero. It's not some guy that just flies out in the universe. It's about a man that went through the indoctrination process because it's so intense and it's so severe. And as a man, you're also healing your forefathers that
Mhm.
came before you, who were so stuck in their indoctrination and their indoctrination and their indoctrination. And it goes on and on and on. And you're clearing 7 generations on both sides of mother and father, and especially upon your father. The wounds of the masculine. And we are moving out of purging the war out of man, because
Mhm.
that's not natural, men. It's not
That's not.
natural. Please be mindful of the video games that you allow your children to play. Your child does not need to be a Vietnam vet through video games. Like, that's not their destiny. You're installing programs into them when you let them play war games, and you're creating neurons that create them to be these little warmongers. We are
Yes.
pulling away from that matrix. As long as you continue to plug your children into these things, force them into many things that are harmful to them, think twice. Think twice. As a parent, and people who are watching might be coming into being a parent or maybe a parent, be mindful of what you're forcing your child to do. Be mindful of the indoctrinations that you're putting your child through. What are you teaching your child? And it's important that adults heal before they have children. You don't, so many times people are so wounded and they're procreating. That's not good. That's only,
No, no.
we are like, it's like the Monarch program where every imprint gets downloaded to your next generation. I've withheld from procreating because I'm like, no, let me clear myself first. I am not just creating to create because I think I'm superior and I need to create. That creates more pain in the world and more suffering. We have to be mindful. We have to be responsible. And we first need to really start healing ourselves
Mhm.
before we continue the process of genetically creating more and more of the pain that we already have. First, let's heal our own wounding. And if you already have children and you're watching, let me tell you, as you heal yourself, you heal your child. Your children are genetically bonded to you. So
Mhm.
they will inherit all of your wounds, like it or not. You don't have to tell them. You could have traumas that you kept in your closet. No one knows about them. It's a secret. And your child will inherit that wound because wounds have got to have an outlet. They have to heal. So if you're not actively healing them, you're actively downloading them. It's our responsibility as conscious beings to stop this process,
Mm-hmm.
to recreate ourselves, and then really think about the kind of being that we want to create into this world. We have a responsibility. We are not just here to be like bunnies and just be procreating out of nowhere. Like, we're actually conscious beings. We have
Mm-hmm.
the ability to alter our thoughts, minds, and beliefs. So we must use every facet of our being to become a better version of ourselves. We don't have to, from what our parents brought to us, we get to pick and choose. We get to heal and clear the trauma out before we transfer that straight like a hard drive into our child. We don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. At least that's what responsible people, we want to take a little more responsibility and say, hey, we have a choice in the matter, right, Mike?
Mm-hmm. Yes, and there's that sacredness about all this, like when you're talking about procreation, and the reason why like a lot of people are behaving like rabbits, just you know procreating, like creating little bunnies, is because of the disconnect between the feminine and the masculine inside of each other,
Mm-hmm.
right? And we're so wanting to just satisfy the physical aspect of it, whereas we lost the connection with the spiritual. And
Yeah.
that's the reason why this is all of this is happening. And when Radha says, when you start healing yourself, then you start mending the relationship inside of each one of us, between the feminine and the masculine, that's been separated,
Yeah.
right? So when you see this, all these talks and discussion about twin flames and soulmates and everything, and about the divine union is in with each inside of us, the
Mm-hmm.
feminine and the masculine inside of us. Once you heal that part, then when you decide to to really procreate, now you're bringing in a being that is so aligned, from both lineages, because both the man and the woman that are in divine union with each other are aligned. So they create another
Mm-hmm.
beautiful being that is aligned and in their truth. So
Yeah,
that's what happens when you do that.
that's a gift. It's a gift, it is important for both parties to do healing, and it's important for men to do healing. A lot of times, like, a lot of women come to me, and
Mm-hmm.
I want to see more men stepping up, showing up, coming forward, because men, you are also contributing. When you procreate, you are also
Mm-hmm.
contributing to your lineage, trauma or not trauma. It's up to you. But it's your
Yes.
duty as a masculine to clear out all your trauma first. Do you really want to create more pain and suffering in the world? Or do you want to think a little bit, you know what? I want to think a little more about what I'm creating. Not mindlessly. So many people mindlessly create, and it causes so much pain. Why? Why are we creating more pain? Stop the cycle.
Mm-hmm.
The cycle of pain stops with you. You have to be responsible. And I think a lot of times people do things just to distract themselves so they don't feel the pain. Oh, I'm going to get in this relationship, I'm going to have these babies, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do
Mm-hmm.
that. All of it being a distraction. Learn to stop. It's okay. You're okay.
Yes,
And
you
in
are
fact,
enough.
it's okay to be alone sometimes. It's okay. You're safe. Nothing bad's going to happen if there's peace and quiet. you know um, it's important. If you want to live a mindful life, learn to meditate.
Yes. Thank you so much, Radha, for all this. This has been an incredible sharing and discussion about everything, really, about men, women, relationships, the divine union within each of us, love. So this has been a beautiful episode, and I'm so thankful that you came on board today to share your wisdom. And to all our viewers and listeners, if you have any questions, just go to www.goddesscodeacademy.com, sign up for her newsletter, because there's a lot of exciting and beautiful stuff that's coming down the pipeline from Radha. And I'm not going to spoil this, the surprise there. So I encourage you to subscribe to www.goddesscodeacademy.com and send her a message. She's there to help. And I'm living proof and an example of someone that has been, helped a lot by the healing of, the galactic goddess.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Mike. Thank you for your voice, for your truth, for your courage. Most importantly, for your courage to be yourself. It's a beautiful inspiration. It's an honor to know you, and from working with you to now partnering with you in Radhaa Publishing.
Yes.
And Mike and I are both really here to help you come out into your truth, into your light. And we have a publishing company. We're creating books where you can speak your truth, come out of the cosmic flood, so to speak. And it's time for us to come together, put aside our differences, and create beauty and wonder in this world together. So Mike, thank you for coming on and for being part of that. And it's incredible what happens when you heal.
Yes.
Into possibilities. And I think you can attest to that, Mike, that, when you do the healing work, new possibilities open up. Your soul mission, your truth, your light, your purpose opens up. And it's a gift from the divine. So please open your hearts and minds. If you want to come on board and be an author in Radhaa Publishing's in our next book, Starseed Awakening, we invite you to come on board. Just sending so much love. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste.